G'day guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing the official Joe Lagowski golf putting test with the Garmin R50. I have taken my time. I have tried to align this to the best of my ability, and I say try because I have used lasers. I've used the inbuilt alignment system. So the unit comes with an inbuilt alignment system, and it's the same as the Unicore, meaning you place two balls on your intended target line. The unit should lock onto those balls and then essentially self-correct in the software, and you accept the delta that the unit's facing. I've done that a few times, and every time I do it, I get different values. So the alignment to me is not, the alignment mode is not great. And so what I've done is I've just tried to align it by eye, but I've also aligned it with my other projector. So my overhead projector, I put a line on the ground, I moved it towards the unit, and I've aligned it that way. So, I mean, I've taken about 30 to 45 minutes to align this thing and make sure it's perfect. I'll get into the putting in a minute because I tried to do it just by rolling some putts, and the accuracy of the putts, spoiler alert, are not great, but we'll get into the test in a minute. I went and played a few rounds at Home Tee Hero, and the stimp on the Home Tee Hero greens are incredibly slow. So stimp 12 is probably the same as about stimp 8 on GS Pro. Now, as soon as companies start doing that with their softwares, it's a cause for concern for me, because what it tells me is potentially this unit is going to struggle with slower ball speeds. So slow ball speed putts. Today, we are going to find out in this test, because this test that I'm about to do is quite in depth, and we start at 2 feet from the hole. So we start at 2 feet from the hole and we go all the way back to 200 feet. This is a very, very in-depth test, this putting test. And so we're going to get a really good idea of how this unit performs. I'm going to set the stimp at stimp 13. I have putting assistance turned off, so the horizontal launch angle that you see is going to be the horizontal launch angle that the unit is actually providing. So this is going to get crazy. We'll see how we go. Garmin R50, this is exciting. I have seriously aligned this thing about 6 times, and I mean, look, we're just going to have to go with it. This is the thing when I have really taken my time to try and get this thing aligned. When you don't have an alignment system that's performing perfectly, it does make it really hard to trust it. So I definitely think Garmin need to work on that alignment mode, because alignment's a big thing, especially when you start playing third-party softwares like GS Pro that are ultra realistic. You need to make sure your unit's aligned so it can actually give it a chance to get the right horizontal launch angle. Okay. First putt of the day from 2 feet. Let's see how we go. That was a perfect putt. And that's saying 5.5 degrees to the left. The ball speed was correct, but the horizontal launch angle was definitely not. Yeah, that's wrong. So we'll go again. I'm just going to leave the unit. I'm not going to start twisting it and playing with it, because I can tell you right now, this is not aligned 5 degrees incorrectly. It's just not. That was a perfect putt. And that's saying 5 degrees left. And I know what people are going to be thinking. They're going to be thinking the unit's misaligned. It's 5 degrees off. It's not. Just bear with me. Ball speed again seemed to be okay. It's within the realms of possibility, but yeah, horizontal launch angle is no good. Perfect putt. Okay, that one's saying 3.1 right now. So we flip-flop from 5.5 left to 3.1 right. I mean, look, this is going to potentially get better and better the further we go back. What distance it starts to become effective at is potentially where you're going to need to set your gimme circles to. But I mean, just on those 3 parts, I'd say Garmin's got a bit of work to do if they want to actually have a third-party integration with GS Pro and have a unit that people are going to get and use. There's another really nice putt. We've had 3 degrees to the left there. And ball speeds seem to be pretty good, maybe slightly high. but within the realms. And another 3.1 left. Now we're back at 5 feet. So we'll just monitor the HLA and we'll just see how it goes the further we get back. Okay, we've had 2 degrees left and 3.5 for ball speed, which is going to be 10 feet. So that, I mean, that was, it didn't feel like a 10-foot putt, but I will, I'll be cognizant of that ball speed. I've got to keep an eye on that. That definitely wasn't 10 feet, and that's 3.9 degrees left. That is not good. That's another one left, 2.3. And another one that says it's gone 10 feet. So to me, that doesn't feel like a 10-foot feel if I was going to use my Pro T, the GC3, or, you know, the iMini. It doesn't feel like a 10-foot feel. It almost as if the ball speed's a little bit too quick for the actual stroke or the pace that I'm putting on it. I'd really need to test against another unit head-to-head to actually figure that out, though. But straight off the bat, it does definitely feel like it is coming off hot. And that one was 3.8 left. So most of these putts have been left. We did have that one that went to the right. We're still at 5 feet. Okay, that's 2.1 left now. All right, we're back at 10 feet, and hopefully the further we go back, the better it gets. Fingers crossed. Okay, that was 1.4 left, so it seems like we're starting to get closer to the zero the further we go back. Okay, that was not left. It's definitely got me second guessing. I need to try and block it out and just putt. Just do my stroke. Don't try and fight any of the reads I'm getting. Just keep doing my feels for each of these putts. Perfect putt. Okay, 1.8 left. That's left again. 1.7 left. Perfect. And that's 1.7 left. So it's consistently been that 1.7, 1.7. I mean, maybe it is slightly misaligned. It just really makes you question yourself. 20 feet now. That was a really nice putt. And that's 1.7 left. See, it just makes me wonder. I spent so long aligning this thing. Like, I really was really diligent. And I just wonder whether it's misaligned slightly. But there's still no excuse for those 5-degree left putts and then that 3-degree right putt. I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to move the unit. We'll just keep going on with the test. And if everything's 1.7 left, then maybe we'll give it a bit of grace. Okay, there we go. That one's 1.1 right. And that did feel like a little block, to be honest. So that one felt almost legit. Okay, block it out. Just do my stroke. Don't think about anything. 20 feet. Really nice putt. Okay, that's 1.2 left. And I just didn't hit that hard enough. So the pace doesn't feel too bad. The short putts were coming off a bit hot, but these don't feel too bad, these 20-footers. Okay, that's 1.4 left, and I definitely hit that harder. just the horizontal launch angle has really thrown me. Perfect. And it's 1.5 left. Okay, 30 feet now. Okay, now we've had one 0.8 to the right. So as soon as we start hitting it harder, it seems to be, you know, going straighter. So it's real funny. And that just makes me wonder whether in Home Tee Hero, have they slowed those greens down on purpose? Because like I said, stimp 12 on Home Tee Hero was, realistically, it was about stimp 8 or 9. Now we're going to the right. One degree left. I did hit that hard. Really nice putt there. And that's come off 1.2 left. So yeah, definitely a bit of variance in the horizontal launch angles. I mean, I'm not perfect, but if you watch any of my other putting videos, I mean, even go watch the Square Golf putting video, go watch the Pro TVX putting video, and you'll see my horizontal launch angle is pretty good. It's pretty tight generally. Nice putt. 1.2 left. But then I've had some that have gone right, so if I start moving it now, I'm not going to move it now in the test. We're at 40 feet. It's just really confusing. This might be the first launch monitor that I do 2 separate putting test videos on. That's come out left. If anything, that felt right. Just really makes you second guess yourself. And now that one's gone right. That was such a nice putt. 1 degree left. Okay, we're at 50 feet now. And even throughout the test, it just seems to be the further we get back, the harder we hit it, the closer we're getting to that 0.0 HLA. Which shouldn't happen. I mean, it shouldn't happen. It should be the opposite. It realistically should be the further you get away, the worse your horizontal launch angle gets because you're swinging longer and you're trying to hit it harder. So generally, horizontal launch angle with distance will degrade. So it's very odd to see it going the other way. That one's left again. But it's a lot closer to that 0.0. Oh, that was way right. That was not a good part. I mean, that one read correctly. It was right. To me, it felt probably, I don't know, further right than that. So potentially there is a slight misalignment, but it is so hard to get this thing perfectly aligned. Okay, that one's the same. So the other one felt further right than that. That's only gone 0.9. The other one was a degree. Okay, I am definitely shaking my head at this. 100 feet. Okay, that one there was a really good putt. 17.4 for ball speed. I'm just trying to think back to my old tests. 100 feet, I mean, that is a big hit. I feel like I don't have to hit this unit as hard as I do my other units. So I feel like you get a bit more ball speed out of the putts. Again, I'll have to test that against my other units to confirm. Okay, that one's gone 2.2 left, which on a 100-foot putt is, to be honest, not beyond the realms of possibility. It was good for speed. Got 125 feet now. Again, slight pull, but from this distance, that is within the realms of possibility, well within the realms. I feel like that was a really accurate putt. Okay, that was a good one. Should be pretty good for speed as well. Slightly short. Another really good putt. This is a good unit to use for lag putts. Okay, definitely block that one. That is legit. So those there, to me, read perfectly from 100 feet and 125. We now have 200 feet. Okay, and it read it. 26.6 for ball speed. That is going to come up short. So we'll hit this one harder. We'll really smash this one. Make sure we get it there. If anything, go long. .32.8 ball speed. And look at that. So that's the closest we've had to 0.0. The whole time we've been putting from 200 feet. We've had 0.2 left. So yeah, that one read correctly. That is not a good score. That is really not a good score. I'm not going to lie. The Garmin needs some work with putting. It absolutely needs some work with horizontal launch angle, especially on those short ball speed putts. Potentially a bit of ball speed as well. It did feel quite quick off the face. Ball speed seemed to be quite high. You compare that to the leaderboard, I mean, yeah, we've had one of the members has actually jumped on and done this putting test as well. So that's good to see. But that is by far and worse, that is by far the worst putting score we've had in this test. So I've tested Pro T, I've tested the Square Golf launch monitor, and I've tested the Nova. So I've tested those 3 launch monitors, and this is the worst by far. What I'll do is that is usually where I end my videos. I just do the official tests, but I really want to just go practice a few of those short putts, and I just want to make sure I'm not leaving anything on the table. I do want to give this unit, do it the justice that it deserves. So let's go putting assist off. That looks good. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually change the alignment now because we're done with that test. I mean, it looks dead straight to me. I'll play with the alignment a little bit. And I'll just hit like 20 10-foot putts, and I'll just keep playing with the alignment and see if we can get it to 0.0. So I have slightly moved the unit. Okay, that's coming off 2.8 left. I mean, that is not 2 degrees or 3 degrees out. I'm telling you that now. I will do a massive move just to really change the angle of it. So to me now, it looks like the unit's aimed to the right of target, and I just want to see what this gives. So I've just made a massive change with the unit, and that's visually, it just looks way right. And it's still going 2.4 left. I mean, I've moved that. That is crazy. We'll go again. Okay, and that's 2.5 left. Okay, let me move it, the other way like crazy. So we've gone straight, we've gone way right, now I'm going way left. So the front of the unit now, nearest the screen, looks close to me. It looks like it's pointing left of target. Now it's gone 2.6 right. How is straight and then right? How is that? It's gone 2.7 left when I had it straight. I then moved it ridiculously to where it should go left, and it did pretty much the same, 2.4 left. And now I've angled it to go right, and it has gone right, 2.6 degrees. I just don't understand how straight and ridiculously open gives me essentially the same horizontal launch angle. Okay, so that is definitely, I mean, I can visually see it's about 3 degrees off. So let's go back to straight, just visually by the eye. So to me now, that looks pretty much straight. It might even still be a little bit skewed, pointing to the left of my hitting area, maybe by 1/2 degree. And trust me, I've aligned a lot of these side units, so I'm pretty good at telling where they're aimed. That's a perfect putt, and that's gone 1.5 left. That is crazy. So let me aim it further left in my room then. So we'll go back a little bit to where it's pointing left of the hole. Perfect putt. And now it's gone 2.6 right. And this is the thing, I think, honestly, I really believe you could drive yourself mad trying to, visually align this thing, trying to align it with lasers like I did. I spent 45 minutes before this test trying to align it with a laser, trying to align it with the 2 balls, trying to align it with my overhead projector, trying to align it every which way, and I kept getting these same results. And I honestly think you could do your absolute head in trying to align this thing, when realistically, I think the underlying issue is the horizontal launch angle is just not that good on slow ball speed shots. Let me keep going. I'm going to seriously do my head in. We'll hit 3 more putts. I'll give it 3 more goes. So this is aimed to the left. So it should be giving me a right horizontal launch angle, which it is. So that's good. Perfect putt. Okay, 2.6 right. Let's aim it straight now, or let's just take a little bit off. Let's just move it a degree by calibrated feel. So it's still visually pointed slightly left. So it should be giving me a right horizontal launch angle. Yep, that's good. Okay, so that's good. Let's go a tiny bit more. Okay, that's probably 1/2 degree to a degree. So it's still visually aimed slightly to the left. And that's 2.3 right. And it came off way too hot. It wasn't 5 ball speed. So yeah, let's go straight now. So that is visually, I mean, it still kind of looks slightly pointed in. That's left, 1.5 degrees. That just... Okay, before I ruin my putting, I'm gonna have to throw in the towel. All right, guys, that is the official putting test, and also a little bit extra just because I wanted to give this unit its due diligence. I wanted to give it a chance. It looks like to me Garmin has a bit of work to do on the putting when it comes to the actual raw numbers. And this is why I say to focus on those raw numbers is key, because if those raw numbers are good, like horizontal launch angle, ball speed for putting, if those two numbers are good, you can take this device to any software and it can perform. The issue is with these launch monitors is when those numbers aren't good, and then potentially the software decreases green speeds to cater for the device, that's when you're going to have trouble taking this device to other software such as GS Pro and trying to play with putting. So in my opinion right now, I don't think putting is where it should be at with this device. I think there's quite a bit of work to do, and I hope they do it. I really hope they do, and I hope I can test this in the future once we've had a few updates. But yeah, that is putting with the Garmin R50. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was interesting, and I need to go putt now on my mirror or with another launch monitor just to recalibrate myself. All right, that's it for this video. If you like that, please like the video, sub to the channel, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.